Hi everyone, and welcome to my presentation, Twitter Analytics for Beginners. Since our class is titled Digital Insights and Analytics, I thought it made sense to speak about a topic that involves discovering analytics on a platform that I'm sure many of you use on a daily basis. What I also like is that after viewing this presentation, you can go onto your own Twitter accounts and see for yourself how fun this tool can be. Just like the title suggests, I will be giving you a general overview of Twitter Analytics. I'm guessing that most of you probably have a Twitter account and notice the analytics feature, but maybe you haven't really looked into it, or maybe you've played around with it but had some questions as to its purpose or what you can do with it. If you have any of those questions, I will be answering them today by explaining what Twitter Analytics is, what you can do with it, how it relates to the advertising industry, and how Twitter Analytics can benefit a client that you may have now or in the future. So first off, what is Twitter Analytics? Well, it's basically a tool on Twitter that lets you analyze your tweets and understand your followers. Twitter Analytics helps you see how engaged your followers are by tracking the number of likes, retweets, and comments. You can see how many impressions each of your tweets has, and you can even measure Twitter ad campaigns with this tool. Now that you know what Twitter Analytics is, you might be wondering, what can I do with it or how do I use it? Twitter Analytics has 4 prominent features: Account Home, Tweet Activity Dashboard, Audience Insights, and Campaign Dashboard. I will go through each of these in depth. According to Twitter's website, Account Home is your Twitter report card with high-level statistics tracked from month to month. Here is a chart that I got from Twitter's website that helps explain what the Account Home feature really does and the information that it provides you. As you can see, this feature will show you information on your activity and interactions, such as number of mentions, followers, and visits. Account Home will also show you your top influencers, and finally, information about your content, including top tweets and total impressions, is shown in this feature. I recently went onto my own Twitter account and found what the Account Home feature looks like. Here I can see all the information that I just explained in the previous slide. In the past 28 days, my top tweet impressions have been 2,137, and I've had 470 profile visits. My top tweet is actually one for promoting my blog. So you might be wondering how all this information is useful. Well, using these numbers, you can set goals and figure out seasonal trends. Also, you could use the top influencer statistic to figure out good people to partner up with. For example, if my client was a small local boutique and I noticed that a local jewelry store who had a lot of followers was following my client, I could reach out to that local jewelry store and see if they would want to be business partners. Next, we have the Tweet Activity Dashboard. When you are looking for metrics, this is going to be the perfect place for you to go to. For each tweet that you send, you can track impressions, engagements, and the engagement rate. You can also find out more specific metrics for individual tweets, such as number of likes, retweets, replies, and more. So here's an example of my Tweet Activity Dashboard. Here I can see that I've earned 2.1 thousand impressions over the last 28 days. I can also see the number of impressions, engagements, and engagement rate for individual tweets. For example, my most recent tweet promoting a blog post earned 326 impressions, 5 engagements, and a 1.5 engagement rate. Now here's an example where you can see more specific metrics for individual tweets. This particular tweet had 1,220 impressions, which resulted in 77 total engagements. Engagements can be broken down into the number of profile clicks, detail expands, likes, retweets, and hashtag clicks. This feature is great at helping you figure out what your audience likes and doesn't like. For example, if my client had a lot of engagement for tweets that included photographs of their merchandise, but had little to no engagement for tweets that were very text-heavy, This would be a sign that I would need to encourage my client to tweet more with photographs attached. Once my research was done and I've got a good idea of what my audience wants, then this tool will give me useful information to help me plan out a content calendar. A third feature is called Audience Insights. This is an awesome feature for learning all about your Twitter followers. It's actually pretty cool because you can see your follower growth, your followers' interests, and your followers' demographics. Some accounts, for example business accounts, can see data that explains their followers' consumer behaviors, lifestyles, and mobile devices. So here you can see an example of my audience insights. This chart explains my followers' lifestyles. 79% of my audience has a strong interest in music, which makes sense since pop, celebrity, fan, and gossip, and music news and general info are also highly ranked interests. I can also see what kind of TV genres my followers are watching. Next is an example of a demographics chart. Here I can see that 70% of my followers are female, 98% speak English, 45% are between the ages of 18 and 24, and 71% are from the United States. Lastly, I am provided with my followers' mobile footprint. I see that most of my followers are subscribed to AT&T, and 88% are using a desktop or laptop computer. Obviously, knowing who your audience is important in pretty much everything that you do, and having a good understanding of your audience is crucial to having a successful business and impactful advertising. This feature makes it so easy for you to figure out basic information on your followers and customers, such as age, gender, location, interests, and so on. Using this information, you can create even more relevant content for your followers and increase your engagement. Finally, we have the fourth feature, which is the campaign dashboard. This allows you to track the performance of your Twitter ads. You can track impressions, your engagement rate, results, and your cost per result. Twitter's analytics website defines results as actions that are tied to your objectives. For example, if your goal is website visits, the results tracked will be link clicks. Cost per result then is defined as how much you're paying on average for each relevant action people are taking from your ads. Social media is very prominent among much of the world today. It only makes sense for businesses to advertise on social media. If your client is advertising through Twitter ads, this is the tool that you're going to need to report back to your client on how well their Twitter ads are doing. I found a quote that was written by Bill Tanzer in our textbook, Click, which I believe perfectly sums up the importance of brands using Twitter analytics to get ahead. Tanzer said, watching consumers on actual online behavior is the surest way to keep abreast of every changing consumer use and to understand what is important and when. Brands who are using Twitter analytics are doing just that. The information that they are provided will give them insight into their consumers' thoughts and ideas, which will help them be successful with their goals. So now that you are heavily informed about Twitter analytics, you might be wondering how this will affect the industry. I found a great article on Ad Age that explained how Twitter analytics will affect the advertising industry. According to this article, Twitter analytics will provide greater insights into the audience of followers brands have built on Twitter, where they are, how they grew over time, their level of engagement, and a glimpse at their other interests. Adam Bain, Twitter's president of revenue, stated, "This product is designed to answer the question that we've heard from marketers. Who are my followers? Now marketers can understand their audience and react better to that audience by refining their campaigns. Basically, this will be a great tool for advertisers and marketers to use in researching their audience and who they are targeting their messages to." In another article that I found, I discovered that brand marketers are using social media analytics tools for a variety of reasons, with the most valuable being campaign tracking, brand analysis, competitive intelligence, and customer care. According to this article, the majority of marketers found that the most valuable insights from social media analytics were the tools that helped assess the quality and degree of engagement. Now I want to conclude this presentation with an activity for you. I challenge you to take a look at Twitter Analytics for your own personal account and report back to me on what you found most interesting, what you learned, and how you think that information could help you in the future.